In the spirit of Pan-Africanism, Kenyans different from what most people would expect. Most of the Kenyans have decided to support Mahmoud, the Djiboutian candidate for the AUC seat. Remember, Mahmoud is the opponent of Raila Amolo Odinga, who is a Kenyan national and a former prime minister. Now, most people would have expected that Kenyans, most of them, if not all, will be supporting Raila's candidature. Now, the first fallout was when there was these demonstrations for Ruto must go, meaning that the entire Ruto regime, that is Ruto, Gachagua, the MPs, the entire regime was to go, and the fresh elections are organized and a new administration is put into power. Now, there are various advances that took place. The Occupy Parliament, which did happen, and the demonstrators did actually occupy Parliament, but we saw most of them being unalived, most of them being abducted, and the DCI claiming that no one has been abducted. Even at one point, the president came and said those were criminals who are being unalived by the police. Unfortunately, this did not augur well. So later on, while this was happening behind the curtain, when the president decided to do away with his previous cabinet and decided to create quote unquote what we call the broad-based government. Remember, I just talked in this video over here where I was saying the broad-based government is the new version of a handshake. Yeah, like in the previous regimes, like I even explained in the same video that that was what was called the Nusum Kate government back in the Mwai Kibaki's era. Now, as it would have been expected, we knew the broad-based government included the opposition leader Raila Odinga, whereby most of his topmost leaders, let us talk about Ali Hassan Joho, Wycliffe Oparanya, we're talking about Opio Wandai and John Mbadi. Now, they were put in very key ministries like CS for Energy, Opio Wandai, CS for Mining, Tourism, Blue Economy, we have Ali Hassan Joho. Treasury, we have John Mbadi. So you could see those are very key ministries that these leaders were given. Then there came a woodwinking for the Kenyans, whereby Raila Amolo Odinga was saying that those who have been nominated for the CS position, they have agreed that according to their personal volition, not as the party line. Remember when Jalango did meet with the president at the State House, he was considered as a traitor. But when these accepted the job to be the CS, nobody called them the traitor. So there was double standard in terms of giving justice or applying justice to party members. So it is when it seems fit for the party leader who is Raila Amolo Odinga, that is not traitor. But when it's not fit, then you become a traitor. It is then that most of his supporters started opening wide their eyes because they were so myopic. They thought that Raila Odinga was standing in for them. Little did they know that Raila Amolo Odinga was actually fighting for his own survival in this political landscape. I don't fear to say that is just the truth, and he was the biggest traitor of all. So right now, they have really seen it, especially with the latest advancement whereby Raila Amolo Odinga came and sanitized Adani farm by saying that they have been in Gujarat. Remember, Gujarat is a state in India. They have a reputable character in Mumbai. Now, the funny thing is, and I talked about it in this video up here, I talked about it yesterday, that the Gujarat Assembly, actually that is in 2023, raised concerns of the heightened electricity bills as the Adani firm took over the energy sector, now they're the people who are selling that same electricity, that same energy to the government. It rose by an average of 102% annually. Now, you would ask yourself, if the government is buying it at a higher price that has risen with 102%, what are the households paying for the electricity? So somebody is in business. Now, you can also remember it is in the same video where I talked about the allegations about Adani Farm being one of the companies that was funding Raila Amolo Odinga's campaign back in 2012 through to 2013 elections. Now, these are the things that have really shifted those who, even the few who are supporting Raila Amolo Odinga for the AUC candidateship, for the AUC chair. Now, even some have said they really thought Raila was a statesman. They thought that this person was actually fighting for Kenyans, and they thought that having that seat will have at least opened even more doors for him to fight for the justice, for the rights of fellow Kenyans. Unfortunately, they just realized this is one person who's in bed with the government, and all he wants is to make sure that they immerse well together with government, and everything he touches breaks. He touched the marriage between Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta. Ruto was sidelined. Right now, he's into the government of Uhuru and Gachagua. Right now, Gachagua is being impeached. So, in that spirit, most Kenyans, and I'm saying most because we have statistics even online, are set from these people whom we call psychophants, people who just support somebody because they are tribesmen or whatever. You understand? But they don't get into real issue. This is the high time whereby we tell Kenyans, walk away from the tribal cabals, from the tribal cocoons, from the ethnicity, connotations. Break away from those bondages and find leaders who can fight for you. And I love that in the spirit of Pan-Africanism, Kenyans have decided to rally their support behind Mahmoud, the Djiboutian candidate. It is just the other day that Raila Amolo Odinga launched a multilingual website. I don't know if what that wants to help him with. Yet, here we have Mahmoud, who's actually multilingual. The guy can speak Arabic, French, so many languages that are preferable. And if you look into history, I talked about it in one of my videos, whereby I really gave in depth the qualifications of these two, and I even posed a question after these analyses, whom they deemed fit as the AUC chairperson. And from the responses I was getting from viewers across the divide, it's that, yes, some were supporting Raila Odinga, but most of them were supporting Mahmoud. So let us wait and see how these things unfold. Hence, I pose again the question, whom do you think, in the spirit of Pan-Africanism, is fit for holding the AUC chairperson seat? Give us a comment down below. Ahmad Khalif is my name for the Unscripted Talks here in Dub Radio. If you're watching from our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe, press the notification button, so anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the first person to be notified. If you're watching from our Facebook page, kindly follow our Facebook page for regular updates. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuhu.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, Dub Radio ndio mpango mzima.